Ashton Kutcher almost died because of his role as Steve Jobs. In preparation for the role, he switched to a fruitarian diet, like Jobs. As a result, he ended up in the hospital with acute pancreatitis. Samuel L. Jackson stuttered. Until he was 30, he struggled with his stutter and developed his signature style of speaking, using swear words to overcome the stutter. Vin Diesel performed in the theater. As a child, to avoid going to jail, he and his friends broke into the theater to play pranks. As punishment, they were offered to act in a play. This is how his acting career began. Jason Momoa is a distant relative of Lenin and Einstein through his Hungarian line of ancestors. He shares great-grandmothers with Albert Einstein and Vladimir Lenin. Jim Carrey painted dark pictures after depression. He left the cinema for years and created hundreds of creepy, abstract paintings that are now displayed in galleries. Ryan Gosling was a WWF fan as a kid and wore a kimono to school. He was so inspired by wrestling and Japanese culture that he wore a kimono every day, thinking he was going to be a ninja. Matthew McConaughey hasn't used deodorant for 3 years. On principle, he claimed that sweat is natural, and girls like its natural smell. Tom Hanks is a descendant of Abraham Lincoln. His maternal grandmother is a direct descendant of one of Lincoln's brothers. Benedict Cumberbatch was kidnapped in Africa while filming in South Africa. He was taken hostage. Bandits tied him up, but released him after a few hours. Tom Hardy broke his nose 3 times, by himself once, in his sleep twice, while preparing for roles. He himself admits, it's part of the profession. Mila Kunis lied about her age to land her breakthrough role during casting for that 70s show. Producers were only accepting actors over 18. Mila was 14, but told them, I'll be 18 soon. She got the part of Jackie and played her for 8 seasons, and no one ever regretted it. Ben Stiller has dyslexia, but still writes screenplays. Ben struggles with reading. He often mixes up letters and gets lost in paragraphs. He adapted by learning scripts through audio and improvising on set. Despite this, he became one of the most successful comedic actors and directors. Henry Cavill missed the call that he got Superman because he was playing World of Warcraft while in the middle of a WoW raid. He ignored a call from Warner Brothers to not let his team down. He called back later and found out he was the new Superman. Orlando Bloom jumped from a 3rd-floor window to save his dog when a fire started. His puppy Bo was stuck on the balcony. Orlando smashed a window and jumped to save him, risking his own life. He walked away with cuts and bruises, but the dog was safe. Lady Gaga stayed silent for 7 years about being assaulted at 19. She was sexually assaulted at 19, but kept it a secret for years. Only in 2014 did she open up about her trauma in an interview. Later, she performed Till It Happens to You at the Oscars, dedicated to victims of abuse. Megan Fox is a hardcore gamer who dominated in Mortal Kombat. She used to spend up to 6 hours a day playing Mortal Kombat and Halo. She'd beat players online without revealing who she was. Later, she even voiced Kitana in Mortal Kombat 1. Hugh Jackman had skin cancer during the filming of Logan. While shooting Logan, he was quietly undergoing treatment for skin cancer. He wore makeup over bandages and never stopped filming. Afterward, he became an advocate for regular skin checks. Michael Jackson kept his stage costumes in a fridge to avoid skin burns. Michael had vitiligo, a skin condition that made him sensitive to light. His stage lights were so intense. He stored his costumes in a cold room between shows to cool his skin. It was his way to shine, without burning. Emma Watson almost quit Harry Potter after the 4th movie at age 15. Emma was overwhelmed by fame and pressure. She nearly walked away from the franchise, but Daniel Radcliffe and Rupert Grint convinced her to stay. She later said, It was the hardest decision of my life. And Jim Carrey kept his late girlfriend's letter with him every day. His ex-girlfriend Catriona White took her own life in 2015. Jim kept her final letter in his pocket for years, saying it helped him stay grounded. He still refuses to remove her photos from his home. Helena Bonham Carter lives in a haunted house, and she's cool with it. She claims she met the spirit of a former tenant. We made a deal. He doesn't touch my books. I don't touch his chair. And yes, she still lives there. Tom Cruise broke his ankle during a stunt and kept filming while filming Mission Impossible 6. Cruise jumped from one rooftop to another and broke his ankle on impact. He finished the take with a broken foot. Just to keep the scene real, he said, "If I don't risk it, the audience feels it." Beyoncé lost hearing in 1 year after a soundcheck incident early in her career. An audio engineer accidentally blasted her in-ear monitor. She lost hearing in her left ear permanently, but kept performing. Now, she follows rhythm through vibrations and instinct. Robert Pattinson lived in a car while filming Twilight during the first Twilight film. He couldn't afford a place to live. He slept in his car and ate canned food, believing the role might change his life. It did. Snoop Dogg secretly recorded Harry Potter audiobooks for his grandma. His grandmother had poor eyesight, but loved the Harry Potter books. Snoop read the books out loud to her, and later started recording his own versions, complete with music and magical sound effects in his hip-hop style. He said, "Harry's my homie." Madonna rescued over 30 stray dogs while living in Portugal. While living in Lisbon, Madonna quietly picked up stray dogs and helped rehome them through shelters. Some of them even live with her now. Dwayne Johnson once bought everyone's groceries just to escape a crowd. When fans spotted him in a store, chaos broke out. He got on the mic and said, "I'll just pay for everything, then I'm out." Everyone got free food, and he walked away like a legend. Jennifer Lawrence broke her Oscar twice. She dropped it on the kitchen floor, then again while showing it to her parents. Now she keeps it in a drawer between socks and pajamas. She says, "It's safer there." Will Smith turned down The Matrix to star in a flop cowboy movie. He didn't understand the concept of The Matrix and picked Wild Wild West instead. Later, he said, "I wasn't ready." Keanu was perfect. He publicly apologized and laughed at himself.